Are you looking for a superfood that is going to boost your thyroid health? In today's video, I'm going to tell you about the secret superfood which has helped thousands of my thyroid patients to improve their thyroid health. And not only that, at the end of the video, I'm going to tell you what is the best way to prepare this food and also my secret recipe that thousands of my patients have used to get their thyroid health back. Hi, I'm Dr. Anshul Gupta. I am a world's thyroid expert. I help people reverse their thyroid conditions by making personalized functional medicine plans. So this superfood I'm going to talk about today is gluten-free, is high in protein, high in fiber, is high in anti-inflammatory antioxidant compounds. Have you guessed the name of the superfood? If you have, please write it in the comments section. Well, so I'm going to finally reveal the name of the superfood and it is quinoa. Yes, quinoa is one of that superfood which has helped thousands of patients to reverse their thyroid condition. But it is very important to know how to prepare quinoa in the right manner and what is the quantity you can consume quinoa on the regular basis. Then only it becomes a superfood. Otherwise, actually, it can harm your thyroid gland. So let's first talk about the benefits of quinoa for your thyroid gland. So the very first benefit of quinoa is that it is very high in protein. Especially it has all the 9 essential amino acids that is required by your body to function properly, to keep your thyroid hormone in good shape and also keep your immune system working properly, which is very important for all the thyroid patients, whether it is hypothyroidism, Hashimoto's disease, or hyperthyroidism. The next benefit of quinoa is that it is packed with a lot of different vitamins and minerals, especially vitamins and minerals that your thyroid needs, like magnesium, like B vitamins, like iron, as well as zinc. All of these vitamins and minerals are needed either to produce thyroid hormone or to convert the inactive thyroid hormone, that is the T4, to the more active form, which is the T3. So quinoa provides you all of these vitamins and minerals. The next benefit of quinoa is that it is very high in several polyphenols and antioxidant compounds. It has been shown in several research studies that these polyphenols and antioxidant compounds reduce the inflammation levels in people. So this was a study that was done in mice who had inflammatory or autoimmune condition of their gut, and they were fed a quinoa rich diet. Within a few weeks it was shown that the inflammatory markers like IL-6 and TNF alpha in these rats improved significantly, as well as it was also shown that the clinical parameters of inflammation also improved. So thereby again a quinoa rich diet reduced the inflammation in these rats. The next benefit of quinoa is that it is a gluten-free grain. Now here's a fun fact. Actually, quinoa is not even a grain, it is a pseudo cereal. That means that it doesn't fall into the category of grains like wheat or rice. It is a pseudo cereal and thereby it has different properties. But being gluten free, it can be consumed easily for people who are sensitive to gluten or celiac disease. Or if you have thyroid condition, then you know that you need to avoid gluten because gluten can actually harm your thyroid gland. Now the next section is about some concerns about the quinoa which has been going in the health industry, especially that quinoa is high in lectins, or it is high in phytates, or it is high in oxalates. Well, I want to present you the research studies. What does the research says over here? So what are lectins or phytates? So these lectins and phytates are chemicals which are present in a whole bunch of grains, cereals, legumes or lentils, and they are protective compound in these foods which sometimes can harm certain people who are sensitive to these lectins. Especially people who have autoimmune conditions like Hashimoto's disease or thyroid conditions might be sensitive. Research shows that out of all the lectin containing foods, quinoa has the least amount of lectins into it. And the other thing is that if you prepare quinoa properly, then you can ultimately remove these lectins completely from quinoa. So again, I am presenting with you this research study which compared the lectin levels of different foods, which you can see on your screen right now, is that it is comparing the levels of quinoa with different kinds of legumes, lentils, even a lot of nightshade vegetables and other grains. And you can see that the quinoa has the least amount of lectins present in it. So it is not only me saying that quinoa is good, but the research also is saying that it has the least amount of lectins in quinoa. Now, there was another new research study done in 2022, which evaluated all the research studies which has been done in quinoa previously to see whether quinoa is actually increasing inflammation or decreasing inflammation. And this research study, after conducting all the review, saw that the quinoa actually reduced inflammation in people's body. It was able to significantly reduce inflammation markers like CRP, like IL-6, like TNF-alpha, as well as ESR in the people's body too. So this again review clearly states that there is no research study which is supporting currently that quinoa actually increases inflammation or damages the gut. In fact, this new research study also proves that quinoa rich diet actually improved the gut microbiome diversity, so thereby again supporting the gut. So the research is very clear. It shows clearly that quinoa is not dangerous for any persons with Hashimoto's disease or thyroid patients. In fact, it can improve it. But here's a caution: you need to know exactly how to prepare this quinoa and how much is the safe limit to consume quinoa. And in the end, I'm going to share with you my secret recipe. So let's get started. So to prepare the quinoa, it is very important. First thing is to soak the quinoa a minimum of 12 to 24 hours. What this soaking does is that it reduces the amount of lectins and phytates in quinoa. The second thing which research study shows is that you need to cook the quinoa a minimum of 15 to 20 minutes. And the best thing is actually pressure cooking the quinoa for 10 to 15 minutes. If you do not have a pressure cooker, then you can just simply cook quinoa with water for a minimum of 15 to 20 minutes. By doing these two things, you are completely eliminating lectins from quinoa, phytates from quinoa, and it actually becomes really a superfood for your gut health. Now, the next question is that how much is the safe limit for consuming quinoa? So the research shows that only half a cup of quinoa a day is the safe limit that you can consume on the regular basis. Okay, now let's talk about my secret recipe that you can use to help your thyroid. So to prepare this dish, what you initially do is that you actually soak half a cup of this quinoa in warm water overnight. But here's a twist. Along with the warm water, you add 1 tablespoon of apple cider vinegar to it also. What this does is that actually it improves the digestibility of the quinoa as well as improves the gut microbiome. And obviously it improves the taste profile of quinoa also. The next day you need to cook this quinoa. For that, you first of all throw away this soaked water and apple cider vinegar and you add the quinoa with fresh water into a pan. And then, as I said, you need to boil it for at least minimum of 15 minutes or pressure cook between 10 to 15 minutes. And that's where your quinoa is ready. Now, the next thing you need to do is that you need to prepare your veggies. For that, you add olive oil into a pan. Add your diced onions to it, add your zucchini to it, add your broccoli to it, as well as your greens into it. Cook these veggies for 5 to 7 minutes, and then after that you add your quinoa to these veggies and then cook it for another 3 to 4 minutes and you will have this dish ready. Now garnish with either cilantro or parsley and you will have a great tasting dish. Now if you want to increase the protein content of this dish, then maybe you can throw in a side of grilled salmon or grilled chicken. Or if you are a vegan or a vegetarian, you can have a side of a lentil or a bean soup with it. So here we go. This is the easiest recipe to prepare this quinoa in the best possible way. You can eat this as your lunch or your dinner. This recipe is going to help you boost your thyroid health by giving you all the nutrients that your body needs to function properly. I hope you like this video. If you do, please like and subscribe to my channel as well as give a thumbs up and also share this video with your loved ones who can utilize it. See you next time. Bye-bye.